If you were to create a reduction of everything I love about tabletop dungeon crawl games, you would probably end up with something close to DungeonQuest. It is a pure, refined game containing only the essential elements and components needed to depict quick and dangerous excursions into the monster and trap-infested corridors and rooms of Dragonfire Castle. The gameplay is simple. Each character chooses a hero, 4 included in the base game, with a dozen or so more included in the Heroes expansion, and places their chosen hero on one of the 4 entrance spaces leading into Dragonfire Castle. On a turn, a player chooses a direction to move, draws a tile at random representing the interior of the castle, and then moves their hero onto the space, possibly initiating an encounter. The object of the game is also simple. The players are trying to navigate the castle's labyrinthine interior, making their way to the dragon's den at the center of the board to pilfer as much treasure as possible before being burnt to a crisp by the molten dragonfire breath. The player to live and escape from the castle with the most treasure wins. Easier said than done. The game is hard, damn hard, probably unfair. It's super random, downright brutal. I think someone at some time calculated the odds of survival at about 15%. Not only is it possible to die on your very first turn, but I've seen it happen multiple times in the same game, just because the players pulled the wrong random tile out of the bag. A few of the game's tiles represent empty corridors, and these are relatively safe. Some tiles depict rooms. When a room is entered, you draw a random card from the room deck. Some rooms are empty, but these can be searched. When searching an empty room, you draw a random card from the search deck. Some of these cards contain treasure, some secret doors, and some contain giant centipedes waiting patiently to pelt you with D12 damage. Some rooms contain crossfire traps, spraying your avatar with pointy darts like some hero-shaped pincushion. Some rooms feature dead adventurers. Come across one of those poor souls and you'll draw a card at random from the corpse deck. Some of those corpse cards contain treasure, while others reveal poisonous scorpions ready to sting your hapless hero's thieving fingers. Some rooms contain monsters. If you cross paths with a monster, you can try to escape from or fight the beast by entering into a game of rock, paper, scissors to the death. So you see the pattern? Draw a tile, enter a space, draw a random room card from the corresponding deck, face the consequences, do it again and again, rinse and repeat. How far into the castle will you explore? When will your thirst for loot be quenched? When will you turn back with your hard-earned gains? DungeonQuest is, at its core, a race and press your luck game set in a dungeon. It is quite possible to win with only a few gold coins, because remember, it's not just who collects the most treasure who wins, it's who collects the most treasure and escapes. In this sense, more so than most games in the genre, DungeonQuest is practically a party game. It's quick and light. It takes only a few moments to set up, and sometimes the games are over almost as quickly. Then you can clear the board and play again in another few minutes. So many games in this genre can take many hours to play, and thus they are reserved for all-day play sessions. DungeonQuest is kind of a filler game, but one that packs a fully themed adventure dungeon crawl punch. It has everything needed for a fun, exciting, and dangerous romp through a dungeon filled with treasures, traps, and monsters.